Hello everyone, welcome to another learning time with Miss Blessing. In today's lesson, we're going to discover the area of a rectilinear shape. Find the area of rectilinear shapes by counting squares. Calculate the areas of rectilinear shapes using array. Then we are going to compare areas. Come along, let's learn together. What is a rectilinear shape? A rectilinear shape is a shape with sides that all meet at a right angle, as is shown here. If the shape meets at a right angle, then it's a rectilinear shape. Now let's play a game before we continue. I'm going to show some shapes. If it is a rectilinear shape, you give a thumbs up. If it is not, you give a thumbs down. Are you ready? Let's go. Now, look at this shape. Is it a rectilinear shape? Remember, rectilinear shapes are shapes that all meet at a right angle. If it is a rectilinear shape, give a thumbs up. If not, give a thumbs down. Thumbs up. Well done if you gave a thumbs up. It is a rectilinear shape. Let's have a go at another one. Is this a rectilinear shape or not? Thumbs down, it's not a rectilinear shape because the sides do not meet at a right angle. Okay, when we are finding the area of rectilinear shapes, we still need to know what the meaning of the word area. We already know the meaning of the word rectilinear. Now, let's discover the meaning of the word area. What do you think this means? Well, here is a mathematical definition. An area is the amount of space enclosed by a boundary. Can you think of examples in real life where we need to measure area? Pause the video and have a go. Here are some examples. Annie says carpets, kitchen worktops, grass, and rooms are some examples where we can measure the area of those places she mentioned. Now, what is an area? Let's look at a more clear example. Now, this is a boundary. The outside edges here, this line here shows us the boundary which covers the space in here. So this is the area. The green colored part now is the area, the amount of space enclosed by the boundary. So this amount of space enclosed by the boundary is the area. Okay, everything outside is not inclusive in this area. Now, what units do we use to measure area? Do you have an idea? Pause the video and have a think. Welcome back. Did you say we use squares? Example, square centimeters, square meters to measure area? If you did, well done. Now, why do you think squares are a better unit of measurements than circles? Squares fit together without leaving any gaps. Circles would not. Now, we need to know the entire area of that particular place or covered within a boundary. We use squares because there will be no space left when we use squares. But when we use circles, as you can see, we will have spaces in between and it will not give us an accurate measurement. That's why we use square centimeters. Using squares to find the area of squares and rectangles. As you saw, squares are the best unit to calculate the area of rectilinear shapes. Now, pause the video and count the squares of this shape to calculate the area. Have a go. Welcome back. Now let's count together and see the area of this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hooray! So the area of this shape is 20 squares. Was that your answer? Well done if it was. Let's have a look at another one. We are asked to also count the squares of this shape to calculate the area. So pause the video and have a go. Welcome back. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow, did you get 14 squares? Well done. If you did, yes, the area of this shape is 14. Now, using squares to find the area of more complex rectilinear shape. I hope you can see how this shape looks like. It doesn't have a definite arranged form, but it's still counted in squares. It's a complex shape. Now, count the squares to calculate the area. Annie says, go on and give a try. Pause the video and have a go. Welcome back. Now let's count together to see if your answer is the same as ours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Did you get 20 squares? Well done. If you did, the area of this compound or complex shape is 20 squares. Now calculate the area of rectilinear shapes using arrays. We've learned how to calculate the area of rectilinear shapes using squares. Now let's see how we can use arrays. Now, is it better to count squares in order like this? As you can see, it is better to count squares in order like this so we do not miss out any one. When you count this way, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can miss some out, especially if you're not making any marks in the square as we are making a tick now. So it's always better to count it in order, one row at a time. And the area of this shape now is 12 squares. This helps us to see the multiplication arrays. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally we have another 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, 3 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3. Now 3 multiplied 4 gives us 12. So area is 12 squares. So remember, our multiplication array shows us the multiplication sentence. Using this, when we count in order, we are able to see our multiplication array. An array is a picture representation of something for proper understanding. Now let's use multiplication arrays to help us calculate the area of this shape. Let's count in order. 3, 6, and then 9. How did we arrive at 9? Because on each row we have 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's why we have 3, 6, and then 9. So 3 rows of 3, and that is 3 multiplied 3, and that gives us 9, and the area is equals to 9 squares. Now here is your turn to have a go. Pause the video and try this. We are asked to draw arrays to help us calculate the area of these shapes. We have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do this with you one more time, and then I will leave you to try the other 2. Now using arrays, I need to count the rows. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 rows of how many? Of 4. So our multiplication sentence here would be 4 multiply 4, and that will be 16. Now go ahead, pause the video and have a go with this other 2. Welcome back. How did you get on? I hope you got it correctly. If you said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 multiply 3, then you are correct. Well done. And if you said 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 8 multiply 2, then you are also correct. Well done, because we have 2 rows of 8 and we have 3 rows of 5. Well done. We use arrays to make a multiplication calculation to find the area. So we have 2 rows of 6, 2 multiplied 6 is 12, and then area is equals to 12 squares. When we draw the arrays inside the square, we are also able to count in order to find the number of rows and then the number of arrays. However, we can also leave out the arrays and just write the multiplication calculation here. Once you count the number of squares, 6, and then the number of the sides, that is 2, you can just leave out the arrays and just write the multiplication sentence as 2 times 6, and that is 12. Sometimes we don't need to draw the array, except the question specifically says use an array. So once you are able to know the number of squares, the width and the length, then you go ahead and multiply. Now let's look at comparing areas. We are asked to sort the shapes into the correct column of the table. Shapes with an area greater than 6 squares, shapes with an area less than 6 squares. So if it has an area greater than 6 squares, you write the letter here. If it has area less than 6 squares, you write the letter here. Pause the video and have a go. Welcome back. How did you get on? Now let's see if our answers and yours are the same. So shape A has squares greater than 6. Let's count. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. It has 7 squares, so it is greater than 6, and that is why it is in this place, because here says shapes greater than 6 squares should be written here. Shape B has an area less than 6. Let's count. 1 2 3 4. That's why it's there. And then on and on with the rest of them. So we have ADE has squares greater than 6, and BCFG has squares less than 6. If you got this correctly, give yourself a thumbs up. Well done. Now complete the table. Use the squares to calculate the area of each shape. Compare the areas of the shapes using greater than, less than, or equal to. So this is another way we can compare the area of rectilinear shapes. This is another way by using greater than sign, less than sign, or the equal to sign. So you're supposed to count this and then count this and determine if you would use the less than, the greater than, the less than, or the equal to sign. Pause the video and have a go. Welcome back. Let's see, we have 11 squares here and 10 squares. So what sign are we going to use? We use the greater than sign because 11 is greater than 10. Well done if you got this correctly. Now finally we are asked to order these shapes from the shape with the smallest area to the shape with the largest area. So first you need to count all the shapes and then determine which one is the smallest. So you arrange the shapes from the smallest to the greatest. Pause the video and have a go. Welcome back. Did you order it this way? CAB, cab. If you did, well done. C has the smallest number of squares, followed by A and then B. So our answer is cab. I'm sure you have been able to understand the lesson of today. First, we discovered what a rectilinear shape is. Then we discovered the meaning of the word area. Then we learned how to calculate area of a shape using squares, using arrays, and then we compared the areas of shape. I bet you are confident with today's lesson. Please like, subscribe, and share for more videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.